Okay, so I bought this Harbor Freight, or AKA Chicago Electric table saw like 12 hours ago. I've ripped 2 boards with it, so therefore I'm an expert at this time. And I'm gonna use this thing on camera. It seems like when people are reviewing these things, they like don't show themselves using it. I guess they're like self-conscious. People are gonna be like, oh, I don't care. I'm gonna kick it out. Like I said, I've been using it for, I've done those 2 boards, so I'm an expert at it already. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap a board on this thing and show how it's done. As you can see here, I have pretty thick, they're like 14-inch wide, they're 1.5-inch thick, and they're roughly 9-foot long pieces of fresh milled ash. I milled this today in the rain, so it's very heavy. The free moisture in it is pretty high because of all the rain and everything, but the trap moisture isn't that high because this lumber was dead on the ground for quite some time prior to me milling it. But it's pretty good stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do here, and I have this up. This is heavy stuff. It's very heavy stuff. So I have this set up. I built this as like to catch the, you'll see, and it's a piece of PVC on this bench, and I made it the same. This and this are roughly the same height, and I got everything level. So all right, so the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm just going to snap a chalk line real quick. So I want to get as much as I can. All right, so I started the line off. What I was a little bit to the left of the line when I got on it. I just ran with it. And generally, I mean, I'm just kicking this out here. I want this to be on this side so that it's on this piece of PVC completely. The reason this kept moving forward was because I was on this edge and there's a screw. So, I'm not going to edit none of this. I'm just showing how this thing works. Like I've had it for a few hours now. Let's see how straight that line is. Looks pretty darn straight to me. So now what I'm going to do is set my table or set my fence. So you got more fence on this side, so I'm just going to pull measurements. The most it'll take on that side, I think, is like 9 inches, but this is, it might work. I already got this set from the last one at 9 inches. So, and then here, all I did is I put, I just got 2 sawhorses down here, and I went ahead and sunk 1 screw there, and then 1 caddy corner. So it's only got 2 screws holding on this piece of cork board on these sawhorses. That's my stand. I didn't want to have to buy a special stand and all that fun stuff for it, so I didn't. I just kind of improvised and built it all myself. So let's go ahead and pull a measurement here and see where my thinnest point is. It looks like it's probably right around here. This one's actually thicker than the last one. So it looks like I can get a solid 9 3/4 out of this board, which is really good, because that's probably the thinnest part right there. Pushing 10, but I'm going to go ahead and, man, that's a nice thick board. So I'm going to go ahead and go with 9 3/4 on it. So I got this set for 9. Then I move the fence over a little bit, and all I do that is pull this up, and then you can adjust this part here with this right here, and then this right here just makes the blade up and down. Now I don't have the plastic safety thing on there because I can't see what the heck's going on. I just have this on there, and that just kind of does what it does. This is the first table saw I've ever bought, so. And it's 15 amp, and then you can adjust the blade, whatever this is called. You just you just pull this switch over here, and then you just move it and set your degree and what have you. Here's the power button, and then you got this board safety thing for at the end. If you're worried about if you're cutting something small, or you want to cut your hand, you'll cut that instead. So if you ever see somebody and they have one of these and it's got a whole bunch of nicks and stuff in it, be careful. Alright, so 9 3/4. And then setting this thing, it's got like a little red line. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on video or not, but so I want this at 9 3/4. So, and it's got 1/8 of an inch increments on it. Take it a little bit less. So you can't really go. It's not like the most static. You gotta look at your lines on here to make sure they line up. You can't just like set it and forget it. You gotta really. And if you're doing this stuff, like my hands all right here and what have you, even though it's all nice and protected, you just gotta really think about what the heck's going on when you're messing with a freaking table saw. They're very, very dangerous machines. Alright, so I'm just looking at my line. I found that if you pull it this way towards you, it'll pretty much line up pretty good. Just gotta look at it, make sure you're right. Because if that's a little bit off, that's going to carry. Like if that's just like, if you're a 16th off here, I mean, you just got to do the math. Okay, that's like what? Between there and there, whatever length that is, 16th off. Here you're an 1/8. And you just keep, so you put it all together, a 16th times 4, that equals, what does that equal? That equals like a 1/4 inch. You're going to be like this, and you're not going to have a correct board, right? So this is board number 3 that I've cut with this table saw. Let's go ahead and get a look on this one. And as you can see, that time, the way I engineered all this was so my cuts, the meat of the board would be over here, not over here like I did the first one. I don't know why I did that. So let's take a look down it, see how straight that was. I mean, that's perfect. So now I have a beautiful piece of lumber. Just gotta throw it in the kiln. I gotta paint the ends too. Get ready to do that. So, I mean, on my 3rd board, when I'm working with lumber like this, I mean, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this thing. You can't beat it for 113 bucks. You just gotta think about what you're doing, be safe, and
thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.